What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode this week. So we're going to start doing some Q&As. I think that's going to help out most people. All of you guys watching this, whether it be here on YouTube or through the app, which if you don't have the app, guys, this is a free app that I've worked years to develop. It's kind of always been a dream of mine to have a fitness app, and we finally have one. We launched it almost a year ago. We're actually about 10 months. We hit our 10-month anniversary since the app was live. You can find that on Android and iPhones at the App Store or Google Play by just searching Everything Massive. You can search Blake Covington if you have an iPhone. You can search EVMSV on the iPhone platform, and you can download the app for free. You get access to all of these videos. You get access to free workouts, recipes, nutrition programs, and all of the great things that will help you get the best results possible. We also even include free shipping for anybody for life when you order supplements to the app as well. So we're going to kick off the first real Q&A episode. I'm here in our cardio room, actually. Got the camera filming HD, I got our studio lighting, I got my laptop here set up. So that's going to it's going to be a good place for us to do these videos. So I'm very excited about this. So you guys can comment below questions. You can reach me at everythingmassive@gmail.com if you want to submit questions for these videos every week. And you also can reach me through the app as well through the chat now feature. All right, so we have about 10 questions here. I'm going to start with. These were submitted through some of my clients through the app and my clients that I work with here in the Dallas area. So we're going to kick this off. So the first question is, what are your favorite rotator cuff exercises to prevent a shoulder injury? So really for me, what I like to do for rotator cuffs, because let's face it, if your rotator cuff gets damaged, you have an injury, it is an injury that is very hard to bounce back and be 100% after you've severely injured the rotator cuff. So there's two exercises that I prefer, and that is with any upper body workout, whether it be chest, back, shoulders, anything like that, any kind of day, except for the arms. You really don't need to do rotator cuffs with arms. But I like to warm them up, and it's very, very important. So I like to do some of these. I take about 5-pound dumbbells, and I'll hold them, and I'll just open up my shoulders a little bit, allow some blood flow to get into the rotator cuff right there, loosen up the pec and front delt tie-in, and then I do some of these right here to, again, open up the shoulder, kind of allow my shoulder joint to rotate back, just kind of getting some blood flow, getting the shoulder loosened up, getting that rotator cuff loosened up. It's very important that you do those because if you don't and you start doing some very heavy presses, very heavy shoulder exercises, you will damage the rotator cuff over time. Okay, so the next question is, how do you find your caloric baseline to find a good starting point before trying to gain weight or lose weight based on your goals? All right, guys, so really with this one, the caloric baseline, really that I wish that people would stop asking caloric questions because calories are always second to macros and the ratios of those macros. And I'm sure some people are going to try to argue with me and say that it's calories in versus calories out, because it is in a way, but it's not. Because if I told you to eat one piece of pizza a day and that was all the food you could have, sure, you're going to lose weight because you're eating very little calories in relation to the entire day, and you will lose weight. But you're not going to have a very good physique doing that. You're not going to lose weight properly. So what I would rather somebody do is, in this instance, based on this individual's question, I would rather find the baseline for your macros. How many grams of protein, how many grams of carbs, how many grams of fat. And what I do typically with my clients starting off is I will assess what they're doing through a questionnaire, what they're currently doing, and I will take all the data that they submit to me and I will build them a starting plan. And so what that starting plan may look like is something similar to what they're currently doing, but just cleaning up the diet a little bit, giving them set meals to eat during the day with specific macros, keeping their carbs around the workout time, keeping the other meals of the day with protein and fats, especially before bed if they're working out at another time. So really, it's not about finding the caloric baseline, guys. It's about getting the right ratio with macros. That's very, very important. Protein, carbs, and fats. Okay, so question number 3 is creatine safe to use for high school athletes? I get a lot of questions about creatine. I take creatine myself. My wife takes creatine. Every person who takes training seriously should be on creatine. This is including high school athletes, maybe even down to 12-year-olds. If you are lifting weight and you want to gain an edge on everybody else, definitely recommend creatine. Creatine is 100% natural. Your body already makes a little bit of it each day. When you supplement creatine, you're actually taking a little bit more. And all it is it's an amino acid that will increase ATP production, adenosine triphosphate. So what that is, that's basically the fuel for the muscles during a workout when they're utilizing glucose as energy. So creatine is just having more creatine in your system, having more creatine in the muscle cells is just allowing you to basically increase your endurance, increase your strength, increase overall muscle fullness and growth and protein synthesis, because you're able to create more ATP, you're able to pump out more reps in the gym, pump out heavier weight in the gym, and recover faster and grow more from that. So yes, creatine is 100% safe. It will not mess up your hormones, especially for young athletes. This is 100% safe. So I'd highly recommend creatine for both men and women. All right, so the next question is, you have claimed before that you gained 70 pounds in the last 10 years since lifting. What did you eat when you were trying to grow the most? All right, so yes, that's true. I have gained about 70 pounds in the last 10 years since I started lifting seriously. If you count the first day I was actually in the gym, would have been during my 7th grade year. We went into the gym at the school and started working out. So I think I would have been around 13 or 14, right? I think 13. And so yeah, that would be the first time I was in the gym, but I never took that serious. The coaches were kind of forcing us to the workouts. Nobody really wanted to work out. But I count the first actual day in the gym was when I turned 17, and many of you guys have heard the story before. I wanted a gym membership for my birthday, so that's what I got. But anyways, on to the question. What I ate the most back when I was really trying to grow, because I have a very fast metabolism, I'm a very hard gainer. 70 pounds in 10 years, and that's consistent lifting and eating, doesn't seem like a lot. I mean, I know guys that have gained 120 pounds, 150 pounds in 10 years, and that's solid weight. For me, it's very, very difficult. So one of the things I used to do a lot was eat a lot of carbs and a lot of protein right before bed. And it didn't really matter the source. If you have a fast metabolism like myself, if you're a very hard gainer like myself, you can get away with having pastas and ice creams and tons of oatmeal and fruits all before bed. Pancakes before bed. I used to do protein pancakes a lot. I think the meal that comes to my mind the most is whenever I would do a huge plate of pasta. I would do half a packet. So you have those packets of the stored pasta, little tubes of pasta, in like the 99 cents or something. I would actually do half of that as a dinner, which was like 250 grams of carbs in that one meal. Huge amount of pasta on a plate, bunch of Parmesan cheese on top. I would then drink about half a gallon of water with that meal, and then I would do 5 egg whites. I would drink those after, so that's my protein. And then I would drink chocolate milk after that, and I was so full I'd go right to sleep after that meal. Let all those carbs, let all that protein digest, get into my body. I'd wake up the next morning and I would be starving again. So that's the meal that I would do. Of course, nowadays I probably wouldn't do that meal. I'm more focused on maintaining a very lean physique. I'm growing a little bit better as I get older, so that's kind of what I did for many years. I was eating massive amount of pasta before bed, and that helped me grow a lot. All right, so now next question. If you could pick 3 supplements to stay on forever, what would they be? All right, so we're not going to say protein here because you can have protein with food, right? And actually, food sources of protein is better. The whole food sources. I would say, this is a tough one. I'd probably say a very high quality multivitamin like Microfactor from First Form, which you can get through my app. I would say Microfactor from First Form because it does have everything, the full spectrum from omega 3, 6, and 9 fish oils all the way to detoxification supplements in there. it's a packet of pills. It's got heart health CoQ10. It's got CoQ10 for heart health. It's got some liver and kidney detox ingredients in there as well. Kind of covers your bases. I would definitely be on that. So it's Microfactor. I would be on OptiGreens from First Form as well. OptiGreens can give you your total daily amount of greens, vegetables. Detoxes the body, cleanses out your stomach, cleanses out your body. It really improves your digestion. And I've always been a fan of you are what you can digest. You're not what you can eat. You are what you digest. So if you can digest the food properly and assimilate it properly, you're able to actually gain. Hold on, I got a phone call. You're able to gain muscle more efficiently. So Microfactor, OptiGreens, and then the last one would probably be creatine. Microfactor, OptiGreens, and creatine, because you can't simply get enough creatine in from eating steak and red meat all the time. You need to supplement creatine. So I would get those three. All right, next question. With everything going on, should I wear a mask while in the gym? It seems like it just gets in the way when I'm sweating. All right, so without getting into the politics and everything, personally, guys, it doesn't make any sense to wear a mask in the gym. The only way you should wear a mask in the gym is if you plan to change out your gloves and change out your mask every single time you go to the gym. Possibly change your gloves after every exercise, because think about it. If you touch this set of dumbbells with your gloves on, and there are germs from somebody else on those dumbbells, or you sweat on those dumbbells and it gets on your gloves, that's germs now on the gloves. And then you go over to another device and you touch it, you're spreading the germs around just as if you didn't have the gloves on anyways. And imagine if you touch the dumbbells and then you go to wipe the sweat. Now you've got it on your head. Now it gets in your mouth, gets in your nose, or this one's a funny one. I saw a guy with gloves and a mask on take his mask off and answer the phone. All right, so now his fingers and everything is right by his face. He doesn't have his mask on. It doesn't do you any good to be wearing a mask or gloves. So honestly, guys, don't wear a mask in the gym. It doesn't make any sense to wear a mask in the gym. On the training side of that, you're restricting oxygen. All right, and when you restrict oxygen, like some of these oxygen restriction masks you see guys wear, that is the worst thing you could possibly do when you train. Unless you're some sort of endurance athlete, where like you're a marathon runner or something like that, or maybe you do free diving in the ocean or something. Maybe I could see that kind of strengthening your lungs. But you have to realize that when you restrict oxygen to your muscles during the workout, they can't produce ATP like we just talked about. They cannot. You're weaker in the gym, and you're going to burn out faster. So when you restrict oxygen, you are not going to get a very good workout. You're not going to be as sore, and you will not recover properly. So you're basically hindering you're wasting that time in the gym. So don't wear a mask. Doesn't make any sense, whether it be for oxygen restriction or for the stuff we have going on right now. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. All right, next question. Your last video talked about testosterone levels and TRT for men. My doctor won't prescribe me testosterone, but I really feel like it's low. What should I do? All right, so this individual, he's been to the doctor, doesn't prescribe testosterone. He feels like it's low. Short, quick answer, fire that doctor, go to a different doctor. I don't really care if they're a family friend, if they've been to him for 20 years. Stop seeing that doctor. The doctor's not listening to what your needs are. They're just going off of a piece of paper, and that piece of paper is not accurate. Today they're saying that the average, their normal levels should be between 250 and like 750 or 800, all right? I can tell you right now, if they're at 800, but your normal natural levels may be over 1,000 because you're just genetically that way, then they're gonna be low for you. So that means you should supplement with TRT. It's not about what's in range, it's about how you feel. If my testosterone levels are at 600 and that's perfectly in range, but I feel tired, I feel exhausted, and the doctor gives me testosterone and I feel great, that's the problem. That just means my body is accustomed to having more. So that's what you need. You need to fire the doctor, get a new doctor, go find somebody who will listen to you and what your needs are, and not look at some silly piece of paper that's put out there that says, hey, these are your normal ranges. All right, next question. I have had multiple weight loss surgeries, including a lap band. I lost 100 pounds at first, but now I have gained 130 pounds back. I'm so lost. What should I do to lose weight and keep it off? All right, guys. So, man, that's tough because, you know, you just going kind of back to some doctors here. They're going to prescribe and have you do that surgery where you get the lap band. Yeah, you're gonna lose weight at first because you're starving yourself. From what I know from my research, if you try to eat or drink a lot, it makes you throw up. It doesn't. Your body cannot assimilate it properly. So, yeah, she lost 100 pounds, not because, and again, I don't know if this is a female. I don't know if she was exercising when she lost 100 pounds. She didn't say in this question, but let's just assume she was. So she lost 100 pounds. But I wouldn't put it from the exercise. I don't know the frame of time. I would say she lost 100 pounds because she was starving herself, because she couldn't physically drink or eat enough food. But then she gained 130 pounds back. Now, here's why she probably gained that weight back, all right? If I was to tell you that you can only eat 500 calories a day for the next 6 months, you would lose weight. We would all lose weight. We'd be starving ourselves, right? But eventually, your metabolism will downregulate, and Whiskey's just trying to look outside here, so he's being noisy today. So anyways, your body would eventually lose weight, or would lose weight because you're starving the weight off, the fat off. But your metabolism will downregulate itself, and eventually it's going to just start fighting back because your body will not allow itself to waste away. So what food you're already eating is going to start storing as fat again, and your metabolism will stay low because in your mind, or in your body's mind, the metabolism is burning too fast. You're losing all this weight. Eventually, you're going to get to a point where your body's going to say, "Hold on a minute, I need to stop losing weight. We're going to bring the metabolism down, and I'm going to start storing this food as fat." That way, you have some in the reserves for if you starve more, right? Your body doesn't know you're in a controlled environment. It thinks you could be in the desert starving for all it knows. So, simple answer to this, go back, get the lap band taken out, start training hard again, and get to a healthy diet. Eating less food is never, ever, ever the answer to weight loss. I have clients eating more food and losing weight on a weekly basis. So, don't do those silly surgeries. Is bread a bad carb source? This is a very short question, and I got a short answer for you. Bread is not a bad carb source. Unless you're gluten intolerant or you have celiacs or something, obviously stay away from the bread that has gluten in it. But really, if you get like white bread, it's mainly just a lot of sugar. So it's not a bad carb source, but you know, it's all in moderation. You know, if I had to choose a healthier bread, it would probably be more of like the Ezekiel bread, the whole grain bread, bagels, you know, things like that. Something that's going to stick to you a little bit more, but just that pure white bread that you could buy at the store, or give a kid a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something, that's going to be just a lot of sugar. So I wouldn't recommend it. It's going to spike insulin levels. They're going to elevate, and it's going to possibly store fat more. But basic answer, bread's not a bad source of carbs. We're going to wrap it up here. We're coming up on 20 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Last question. I have noticed that I am super sore for almost a week after I work out. This makes it very hard to follow my routine because I cannot train the next time that muscle group comes up next in my routine. All right. So, read that again to make sure I understand it. Basically, this individual, they're training a muscle, and they're sore. That muscle's sore for a week, I'm guessing. And the next time it comes up, the next time they're due to work that muscle out, they're still sore. My first question would be, how much are you sleeping and how much are you eating? Because it sounds like you're definitely not recovering properly. And without recovery, your muscles just don't. Without recovery, your muscles don't recover. No, without recovery, the muscles cannot regenerate and rebuild and prepare to be stronger for that next workout. So look at your sleeping habits. Look at your eating habits. Make sure you're taking enough protein. You're getting enough sleep. If you're not doing those things, you're not drinking enough water, staying hydrated, you will not recover properly. A week is a very, very long time to stay sore from one muscle group. So always remember that you shouldn't be going into the gym and just annihilating the muscle to where it's dysfunctional. You should go in the gym, you need to train it to the point where it's almost completely annihilated, but you still have a little bit left, because you need to leave. You don't want to just destroy the muscle, break it down to the point where you can't recover back, or it takes you a week. So maybe this individual's doing leg day and he's doing a 4-hour leg day, and then he can't recover from that. Well, in this instance, cut your workout down to an hour, hour and a half. Blast it for an hour and a half, get out of the gym, go home and eat, sleep, recover, and prepare for the next leg day. So that's my first tip, is shorten your workout time a little bit, eat higher protein, maybe eat more calories, get more sleep, you should be fine. So alright guys, that wraps it up for this week. If I did not get to your question, don't worry, we'll get to it next week, and you can always submit your questions through the app. I'll link it below. You can go to the Chat Now feature, you can contact me directly, send me the questions you have for next week's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up button, give us a subscribe here to the channel, and we'll see you guys next time.